I am going to be showing you a movement that I call a soft jewel. So I've done a video on another type of jewel, which could be the hard jewel, and you can check that out if you want to. But this is a variation of it that I really like. It has a softer, more relaxed look. So depending on your music and your mood, you can choose which one you'd like to do. So let's break it down and look at how we do the soft jewel movement. So we start out, like the other jewel, with the start of a horizontal 8. Right, so this is your basic horizontal 8. Of course, there's a video going over that. But for the jewel, all we're going to do is the first part. So we are going to start with a twist of the hips. So one hip is going to twist towards the front, and the other hip is going to twist towards the back. And then we are going to slide towards the front hip. So whichever hip is in front, we would let our weight come to that edge of our feet, which will allow our hips to slide out, keeping our upper body, of course, in the same place, so that we get that nice hip movement. And then from there, we are going to start to twist back, but we're only going to do it until we come back to a central position, so with both of our hips facing forward. Okay? So again, let's just review that. We would, from the starting position, twist, slide to the front, and twist back to both hips facing front, but of course we are still with our hip slid out. So in this case, it's my left hip. If you're mirroring me, it would be your right hip. Okay, let's try that once more on the other side. So whichever hip you did before, reverse it. So twist the other hip to the front, slide towards that hip, and then start to twist back. But we don't twist all the way, we just twist back until both our hips are facing the front, but we're all slid out, meaning that your weight is more on one leg. So whichever leg your hip is in that direction, that's where most of your weight would be. So I could almost pick up my other leg. Okay? So again, twist, slide, twist to center. Now from there, and this is what makes the jewel soft, we are going to do a roll down, basically an abdominal camel down the front of our body. So it's going to start, you can even start it a bit up here, so you're just going to contract a bit down and in here, opening up the back as you contract, and then bring that contraction all the way down the front of your body. So then we're going to contract under the chest, contract at the belly button, and contract below the belly button. But of course, our weight is here. So when our weight is slid out, we are going to roll, contract, 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 contract. As we do that, we're lifting the opposite foot. That will prepare us to step and go the other way. So again, twist, slide, back to the center, hips are slid out, contract all the way down the front of your body as you lift the other leg. And then we start, as we put the leg down, I can already start that twist, yeah? So I put the leg down with the twist, slide, twist around, roll down the front of the body, and we end in this position, right, with our abs really in. Back should be really open here and long, right? We don't want an arched back, we want to have our abs contracted. So here, back in the center, and then I can go on the other side. Twist, slide, twist to center, roll down. Twist, slide, twist to center, roll down. As you roll down, make sure you're lifting that other foot just a little bit off the floor so that we can walk with it. And eventually, we speed it up a bit and connect it So we get this really smooth, fluid jewel that's actually quite easy to do quickly, and you can move with it. Go where you want, you can turn, and coming back. So it's a really beautiful movement. And now, if you want, we can add some arms. So, of course, you don't have to add the arms, you can just have your arms in a nice out position. That looks good. But one thing I like to do with the jewel is this kind of mirroring movement, which is mostly coming from the wrists. So we'll go over that. So with the jewel, I'm moving my wrists. So let's look at just the arms, and then we'll add it onto the feet and hips. So basically, the palms are always going to be facing out, away from you, and the wrists are traveling in the same direction. So I'm going to bring both my wrists to one side, and then when I get to the end, I'm going to flip my wrists to go the other direction. Flip, push the wrists. You want this to be really directed by your wrists. We don't want to be using like big elbow or even twisting. Of course, we don't want to do that. Really think about your wrists here. Keep the fingers long but relaxed. And again, everything about this is very soft and very flowing. So let's add that with the jewel. So we're going to twist, and then as I'm switching my weight, that's when I switch my wrists. It might take some time to coordinate those two things, but we want to have it wrists slowly with the hips, camel and switch. Wrists slowly with the hips, camel and switch. Wrists, 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 switch. So, let's try that with some music. Again, you definitely don't need to do the arms, especially at the beginning. I even recommend not doing the arms at the beginning. Just focus on the hips and that camel. And then once you've got those feeling good, then add those wrists. Jewel movement. It's a really beautiful variation that you can add to a lot of your dancing. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like, leave a comment if you want, subscribe to the channel if you would like. Thank you so much for watching, and happy practicing.